Hello, welcome back. It's Leah. So today I want to explain to you how a credit card works if your goal is to make your credit score go up high as quickly as possible. And I want to give a disclaimer, I am not any kind of finance professional. If you are broke, if you have impulsive spending habits, click away, because I am not here to screw anyone over, okay? Now with that out of the way, plain and simple, the number one thing that you can do is have money to pay off your debt ASAP. I am not telling you to go out and get another loan to pay off these cards or anything like that. I am telling you the cold hard truth. Most of us don't have enough cash on hand to pay off all these things up front. Duh. But I am just letting you know that is the quickest way. Making larger payments, although helps, like let's say for example, if you had a car loan, you're obligated to pay a minimum of $500 a month and you decided to pay double. Yes, that can help, but it is not the same as having the 10 or 20,000 up front and being able to just pay it off right away. Unfortunate cold hard truth. Now what's the second thing you can do is use a credit card responsibly and know the terms and conditions. Now, in a month, there's between 28 and 31 days. Calendar month usually does not align with the credit card cycle. I don't know the reason as per why. Maybe somebody else could enlighten me. Right now, this is a statement of one of my accounts. So as you can see here from the top corner, this billing cycle starts in December 19, 2023 and ends in January 18, 2024. There are 31 days in this billing cycle. Why are there 31 days? This number fluctuates. It is never exactly the same. Usually it correlates to the number of days in the past month, right? That can get kind of tricky. The actual billing cycle on a credit card is never the same as the calendar month, but the length of the days does correlate to the previous month, meaning this is from December to January, so it covers the end of December. December had 31 days. That is why this specific statement says 31 days, all right? Now, if you notice, the payment due date is not until February 12th, 2024. If you pay the entire amount that is due, which for me right here is $674.92, if I pay that on or before February 12th, 2024, I will get away with not paying any interest. Woo! However, even if I was to pay the entire amount, $674.92, on February 11th, that does not mean my credit score is going to go up. It may actually go down, and I'll tell you why. Here I will explain, and you can see this very clearly. January 26, 2024, which is literally tomorrow. How? Okay. My score decreased by 2 points because I forgot. Because there's no reminder. My percent of available credit that I used increased from 3% to 8%. Now, what does this mean? You are usually told that if you carry over 25% of the total credit line, that your credit score will go up and it will remain good. Not true and not good enough. My credit line in this specific card, you can see right back here, credit limit is $8,000. If I carried over 25% of it, if I used $2,000 and the due date is February 12th, and on February 11, 2024, I pay and the bank clears and the amount clears an amount of $2,000, my credit score would go down. Now, let's say 10%, which is another golden rule that people like to use. If on February 11th, my statement showed that I must pay $800 because that's what I spent in this period of 31 days, and I paid it off in full, my credit score would still go down. For me personally, for you it might go up depending on the situation, but I'm just here to point out to you that what gets reported to the credit bureau is January 18, 2024. Look at the top of the statement. December 19, 2023 to January 18, 2024. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to make that very clear. Whatever amount you owe on that card, whatever balance is currently there, on the very last day of this cycle being January 18, 2024, is what gets reported to the credit bureaus. If by January 17, like 11 p.m., I haven't submitted the payment of everything I owe and made the balance go all the way down to zero, it's going to report that I am using X amount. So what happened with me is this $674.92 is 8% of $8,000. Whereas before, in my last month, my statement on the last day of the billing cycle was much lower. It was only around $240. My mistake was I did not make sure that the balance on the very last day is zero. And that's what it has to be. Listen, I have traveled before, not recently, and when the credit limit on this card, this specific card, was much lower, like I think around only $2,000 or so, I had to travel. I booked flights for myself and multiple people, and I wanted to use this card because this card is good, it's fast, and it gives me a good amount of cash back. So I maxed out the card on like day 10 of the cycle. I paid it off fully day 11 from my debit card. I maxed it out again day 12. I paid it off again fully day 12. You can max out your card multiple times, especially if you're someone who's looking for cash back, whatever. If you have a lot of large expenses, you can max out your card over and over and over. If I had the money, wouldn't be a problem if I'm paying it off right away. If I never go over a single purchase that is larger than 8,000 and I always pay it before maxing it out again, it's totally fine. Your credit score will go up as long as on that 31st day of this billing cycle, the balance is zero and the available credit limit is $8,000. So again, like I said in the beginning, keep in mind, this says 31 days in this billing cycle because December had 31 days. So what you can do is think the cycle that's coming up for me in this card starts on January 19, 2024. So that was a few days ago. And January has 31 days in it. So I need to count forward January 19, 20, 21, 15, 16, 17, 18. On February 18, I just counted out 31 days. My balance on this card must be zero again if I want my score to go back up and get back those 2 points that I lost. That is how it works. Again, disclaimer, I'm not telling you to max out your card multiple times. I'm telling you it's possible. It doesn't get reported. Capital One does not report to the credit bureaus, oh, this girl maxed out her card 5 times last month. All that gets reported is that 31st day, the balance is zero. When you are in doubt, like around February or a shorter month, instead of waiting to pay on March 18th, minus 5 days so that you give yourself enough time for the bank to clear the money. So me personally, if I know like the cycle ends on the 18th, I will attempt to make the payment on the 15th and not use the card for those couple of days. Or if I forgot by mistake and I used it, like let's say I got gas and I spent a quick 20-30 bucks, I will go in and pay that right away, same day. I do not want it to post. And depending on your bank, you have to figure out how long does it take for the payment to clear. If your bank is super slow in sending the credit card the money, then you want to factor that in. If you can do that, you don't have to care about the fees, the interest. You don't have to argue with these companies. Can you lower my interest rate from 30% to 25%? Only spend what you can pay at the end of the cycle and no more, and you can have prestigious credit. It's going to keep reporting that you make your payments on time, and then you can easily or more easily apply for your credit limit to be increased. And another thing, the higher your credit limit, the better your credit score will also be. The more that you use the card and pay it on time and use it responsibly, the better and more trustworthy you seem. So like I said, just only spend what you have on hand that you don't need for anything else. And do not do this if you can't trust yourself. Don't let them make money off you. You make money off them, and be smart. Okay, That being said, thank you for watching. I will have more to come in this personal finance series. See you in the next one. Bye.